Hey Teddy, how's it going? I'm assuming you're still having trouble with Jevil, so I'm making this quick video to show you generally how I try to beat Jevil. First and foremost, my control scheme. I actually don't use the base game settings for my controls. I use WASD. This is mostly because I play a lot of other games that use WASD, obviously, so it just feels kind of weird. I changed it right off the bat, and it also makes it so I'm instead using my left hand to move around instead of my right hand, which I always use for mouse and stuff like that, so it's like very untrained in that aspect. Enter, Shift, and Control also do the same things that Z, X, and C does, which makes it so you can use your right hand to do those instead of your left hand, as you probably already do. This is also without having to change any settings or anything. This is just how the game is programmed automatically. For your equipment, I would suggest putting an amber card on each one of the 3 characters and then giving them each a unique armor item. So the Iron Shackle, the Dice Brace, and the White Ribbon, respectively. However, this is only to get each character to have an even amount of defense. If you want, and this is perfectly viable from my experience, you can put multiple unique armor items onto a single character to give them more defense than everyone else. And my suggestion, if you're going to do this, is to do this with Susie, because Susie is your main damage dealer, and you want to keep her up for most of the fight. But from what I did, I just made it even among everyone. I gave everyone 5. Specifically for Ralsei, there are 2 good scarves for this fight. The Ragger, which is basically just a attack scarf. So if you're attacking with Ralsei a lot, definitely equip that. However, if you want to use magic with Ralsei, which I wouldn't necessarily suggest since his healing kind of sucks during Chapter 1, you can use the Dainty Scarf, which increases his magic instead. It's entirely up to you, but as I said, I prefer the Ragger, just specifically for this fight alone. Also, make sure you have the Brave Axe and the Spooky Sword if you don't already. Those give more damage to Chris and Susie, obviously, so make sure you have those. Even more obviously, have tons of healing items. The Top Cake you get from freaking Pizza Italian Man McGee over here, I don't even remember his name, is insanely good, doing a massive heal to everyone. Rules Rux freaking sucks, so make sure to grab some Dark Burgers from Sham. All this stuff I just told you up to now is to put you in the best possible position that I'm aware of for this fight, but now it's time to actually go over the fight itself and strategies you want to have in mind. Rude Buster is king during this fight. You want to use it as much as possible, which does mean defending quite a bit. Now, I know what you're saying, that seems pretty counterintuitive. We're supposed to be beating Jevil's ass right now. Yeah, I get that, but the best way to do that is by getting up enough TP to set off tons and tons of Rude Busters. However, I will specify that when I know I'm about to use a Rude Buster, I also go out of the way to attack with either Chris, Ralsei, or both of them on the same turn to try to get as much damage out as possible before I start defending again. What I'm about to say next is incredibly important, so pay attention. Rude Buster has a secret mechanic where if you press Z or Enter before the attack hits the enemy, it does increased damage. It may not seem like a lot, but trust me, it goes a long way, and you need to do it as much as you can. Prioritize dealing damage with Susie and healing with either Chris or Ralsei. Try not to be too greedy during this fight, since everything does tons of damage. If you see someone that's one tap away, heal them up. If someone's downed, also heal them up. Sometimes it might be worth it to just wait it out and let them get up on their own, but when they get up, they have low health, so more times than not, it's worth it to just heal them up. Top Cake and Revivement should be used in extreme emergency cases, like almost everyone is down and like one person's alive and they have like basically no health, and that's basically all the advice I can possibly think of. Obviously, as you get better at the fight, you'll dodge more attacks, get hit less, have to heal less, survive longer, and eventually, and hopefully, beat this fight, finally. And once you do, you should message me so we can both celebrate by doing dumb crap, like, I don't know, we'll read a Deltarune comic dub together or something.